Yeah, sure. Stu, I think it's very similar to the other night where I don't know if you could fault the effort so much, but it's the execution that's just costing you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, you hold a team to 86 points. You feel good about being in a position to be in the game. Just having a really hard time offensively now. Finding ways to score.
The guys kept fighting. I mean, I think it got out to 23 in the third quarter, and then early in the fourth, you had it back to 14. So, I mean, like you said, it's hard to score and it's hard to string points together, but they are fighting.
Yeah, and I think we've been fighting all year, and the group sticks together. There's a brotherhood amongst them that they care about each other, and the effort, has been there, but our execution, is just not there offensively. We only have 9 assists tonight. We turned the ball over 16 times, and we go 5 for 20 from the 3. So I keep talking about the possession game. We miss 8 free throws, and these are the margins that for us we really don't have a lot of margin for error with where we're at right now. So when that gets away from us, we're not putting together a 40-minute game.
The offense feels stagnant, like you said, and I mean, maybe that's just because this is such a new group and it's difficult to have that chemistry, but I mean, how can you have the offense start to look a little bit more cohesive?
Yeah, we're trying to move the ball. We're trying to not just play on the first side. We want to play with pace, and we want to take advantages when we can, in transition. But when we don't, we want to try to establish Ty and Terry inside. Play on the second side, play with a little bit more pace and movement, play through some shooters. And, we're not making shots right now. And, I don't think we're taking bad shots. And we'll go back and watch the film. But, our execution, in just certain patches has just been really inconsistent.
If we pick out a couple of positives, I thought Terry, especially in the first half, was really important in keeping you just in the game. And Jacob, again, especially in that third quarter, he gives you a real spark and a physical sort of influence, doesn't he?
Yeah, they do. I mean, both Terry and Jacob play with a downhill mindset. So in the front court, that's really important. Terry is finding his groove in the league and understanding, matchups and where he can have advantages. And, Jacob just keeps getting better every game. So, definitely a positive from those two.
Sometimes you just can't do anything about bad luck. I mean, how are you feeling right now about the curse that you've got on the injury front? I mean, Dakota was just starting to find his groove. We talk about hitting shots, and I mean, you put Dakota out there today, and who knows what sort of a difference he can make as a shooter. But I mean, there's every chance he doesn't play again now for the rest of the season. I mean, what do you make of the run of bad luck you're having?
Yeah, it's borderline unprecedented. I've been in professional basketball for over 25 years, and this is up there, with it, and we just, we got to stick together through it. A lot of these injuries have really been contact-related ones on the road in games, not even in practice or anything that we're doing from a preparation standpoint that, makes us question, our process and procedures. So it's just really unfortunate. And Dakota, great guy, was really settling into the group and was giving us, kind of what we needed, a guy that, plays with some gravity, and really have to pay attention to where he is. And, we have some physicality up front, and his presence, really helped that, and it's going to be a big loss for us.
Norton, I know you don't want to make excuses, but there was a shot during the game where we saw Dakota in a sling, Casey on crutches, Lamar in crutches. I mean, you've had a lot to deal with, haven't you, as a team this season?
Yeah, we have. But, I look at the approach that we're getting these young guys experience that you're not going to get anywhere else. You can't beat game time situation minutes. They're worth its weight in gold, and it's going to hold this club in good stead moving forward with the likes of Tane, TD, Jacob. All those guys are thriving under this kind of environment and the extra opportunity, and that's the kind of the way that I like to look at it.
I want to get your thoughts on Jacob. I mean, he just looks like a big bundle of energy and physicality out there. he looks like a guy that could really be a big impact player in this league for a long time, Norton. What do you think of him?
Yeah, for sure. He's got a physical presence about him. His energy it's infectious. He's yelling and he's shouting. He's at times he acts like a big kid, but that's because he is, and we love him for it, and we're glad that he's on our roster.
As the captain of this team now, how do you keep the spirits up? How do you just try to keep the confidence up, the spirits up, and try to get ready now for a trip to Melbourne next week?
The good thing for me is that we've got really great guys in that locker room. Not one person is blaming anyone. We're coming together collectively, and we're working extremely hard when it comes to our day in and day out approach in the gym, on the practice floor. So that's kind of where the frustration's coming from, is that we're working really hard at all the right things. We're not making shots, and we're not executing when we know we can and have the ability to, and that's what's costing us games. So that's where the frustration comes from. No one's blaming anyone. We got each other's backs, and that's what I love about that locker room.
Stu, the last thing you need is to lose anybody else. Is Dukas going to be okay with his eye, and how baffled were you that somehow that was micked?
Well, I mean, I got a technical foul when we scored a basket and had a little bit of momentum, so maybe not the best decision by me in that moment, but the frustration of repeated drives to the basket, hands on bodies, no calls, and then I see Dukas walking to me and can't really see out of one eye with a clear contact to the face. So he'll be fine. There's no issue there with him. He's a tough kid, and just frustrations around that. The whistle has not been consistent for us, seems all year, but you got to play through it.
And just lastly, what do you focus on now this week ahead of going to Melbourne to play the Phoenix on Saturday?
Yeah, I think the big thing is just continuing to work on our execution, knowing that we've been a little loose with the ball, especially both times we've played them. So they do a really good job of getting up and pressuring. So we just got to be really in tune to protecting the ball, playing with a little bit of pace, getting into our actions, not letting them put us on our heels, and take the fight right to them from the start.
Thanks very much, guys.
Any other questions online?